Hi there, good morning. I'm Jen Rice, and I am excited to be coming in live from my home in Naples, Florida. I just got back from a great trip, and I wanted to share with you guys, since I had some time to read some things that have been, you know how you have like this stack of books, a lot of us do, that we want to get to, but you know, sometimes life gets in the way, and or there's certain things you want to read about that you get busy and you don't get to them. Well, since I had some time last week, I was able to get to some things I really wanted to get to, and I'm so glad I did, because what I found was potentially the secret, although I'm not so sure it's such a secret because it's been out there all along, that can really help you with your success. I know it's going to help me with mine. So I was able to finally read a book that had been recommended to me a while back called The Go-Giver. And it is it's a short read. Honestly, I read it probably in 2 hours, maybe, I don't even know, but it was a really quick read. And this book is all about, it actually follows a story of a young man named Joe who believes that his path to success is obviously from an aggressive standpoint, kind of dog eat dog mentality, and he learns very quickly that that's not exactly the best way to go. And really what this comes down to is the secret to most people who are successful will tell you that giving more, and we're not talking about charity, money, I mean that's certainly part of things, but giving more time, more input, more listening is really the secret to your own success. There's this quote from Walt Whitman that says, when I give myself. And I'm writing that, and I'm kind of keeping it close by in my office because I think it's a really great way for us to remember the impact that we can have, right? So success really is largely what you can help other people achieve around you. And certainly if you're in a business like I'm in now with a network marketing company, that is definitely the way a lot of the plans are set up, in that you are going to be helping people become as successful as they can be, because that will also ultimately have to do with your own success. So I think that this can be in any business. I think it can also pertain to anyone who maybe is a retiree, no longer in the workforce. Maybe you're just kind of getting off the ground in your career. But knowing that when you can give of yourself a bit more, whether that's something a better way to do, being kind and listening more. We certainly all can use a little bit better skills in listening, right? And I think the more we can give and be grateful, the better our success will be. So, when it comes to serving your customers, let's say maybe you are in the service industry and you have several customers, being grateful for them and showing them that you really appreciate, and if you can kind of go out of your way to even do so, whether that's handwritten thank you cards or whatever is appropriate for the field that you're in, you're going to find that building those relationships is going to be key. And so if you haven't had a chance to read The Go-Giver, like I had put that off for a little while, I would highly suggest reading it, because when you start to take the stance that what you're offering someone is a value to them, then you're going to be more successful. Because if you're providing value and you're offering something that gives them value, granted it has to be something that they would like to have, you are reaching a higher level of service with them. So I also wanted to share, I stumbled across a Dr. Adam Grant, and maybe some of you guys already know about him. I know he's done TED Talks. He's a PhD in psychology, and he wrote a recent book called Give and Take. He also is the author of The Originals, which I've noticed on his website. It's really great. He has some self-assessment tools You can actually take quizzes and see where you fall in things. It's not like it's graded or stressful or anything, but it's a neat thing to see where his information may be very helpful to you. So he basically does a lot of speaking and teaching because he's an expert on finding motivation and meaning, and helping people live more generous and creative lives, which, you know, who doesn't want to live a more generous and creative life? I mean, I know I do. So if you get a chance, I'll pop his website below. He has some great information on there. Like I said, those personal assessment quizzes, those were great. I enjoyed taking them. And like I said, his book, Give and Take, is on my list to read next. I don't know if any of you guys have already read it, but it looks like it's a great option to add to the Go Giver, which is, like I said, very quick to do. I'm actually thinking about, with this, offering it with my business partners, because this book had such an impact on me reading it this week that I think that it is, it's almost like a mandatory for us to be reading if we're in sort of a sales or service industry. So I'd love to hear from you guys if you've already read it. Love to hear your thoughts on it. And if you'd like, I have a business page called Jenn Rice International. If you can go over there, like my page if you haven't already. There's also more content in there as well. I'm putting on I have a free webinar that you can find a link to over there that talks about trusting yourself and your gut. And it's a completely free webinar. You can log on, get the information, and I'm excited to share that with you as well. And I hope that you guys have a fantastic Sunday, and see you soon.